Before selecting the standards, it is important to understand the differences in the available assessment modes. It is recommended that you review the tutorial on the assessment mode or read the help information for that topic before proceeding. The available standards will change depending on the mode selected. We will first select the questions-based mode. The Catalog of Recommendations, Revision 7, is not available since it is the same as the Universal Questions. All the standards under the title Requirements Mode Only Standards are disabled and can only be selected in the Requirements-Based mode. This is because of the unique way in which they approach the assessment process. We will now take a moment to review the different standards. The General Control System standards are not specific to any sector or industry and can be used by all industrial control system asset owners. The universal questions were taken from the DHS Catalog of Control System Security, Recommendations for Standards Developers document, which in turn was modeled around the format and controls from the NIST Special Publication 800-53. 14 additional industry standards were used to create the DHS standard. These questions are simplified and developed to be answered by a yes or no response. Selecting this option will provide you with the most rigorous control system assessment. The key questions are a selected subset of the universal questions and were created to support assessments with time constraints. They cover what experts deem the most critical controls. NIST Special Publication 800-82 was developed as a guideline specifically for industrial control system cybersecurity and is very useful for evaluating control systems. NIST Special Publication 800-53 with Appendix I is a government standard for information technology systems, with special industrial control system adjustments found in the appendix. The next grouping of standards come from specific sectors. The CFATS Guide supports requirements in the chemical sector. The NERC-CIP standards are regulatory requirements for the electrical energy sector. The NRC Regulatory Guide 5.71 is specific to the nuclear power generation industry. The TSA Pipeline Security Guidelines are used to protect transmission of liquids through transmission pipelines. For information technology systems, the NIST Special Publication 800-53 is available. Certain standards are only available when the requirements-based mode is selected. We will go back and switch to this mode. You will notice that the DHS Catalog of Recommendations can now be selected in addition to other standards that we have already discussed. Additional standards can be selected, including the CN-SSI 1253 standard. This is the foundational standard and is based on the NIST 800-53 Revision 3 standard and is the basis for overlays that are being developed. The Industrial Control System overlay is also included in the tool. While not a standard, the Consensus Audit Guidelines can be used to evaluate business systems. The Department of Defense Instruction 8500.2 standard is available for military organizations. You must select the confidentiality and MAC level or accept the defaults provided. This concludes the tutorial. It is highly recommended that you open the online help to learn more about each standard. The help information will provide far greater detail on both the process and background information for each of the available standards.